Depression is a medical illness that persists for at least 2 weeks and can last for months or years. A person with depression may display one or more symptoms that affect their emotional, cognitive, and physical well-being. Emotional symptoms include irritability, persistent sadness, and a lack of pleasure in normal activities. Cognitive symptoms include difficulty concentrating, remembering, and making decisions. Physical symptoms of depression are low energy, constipation, and sleeping more or less than usual. In general, symptoms are likely to be most severe in the morning. The good news is that in some cases, depression can be lessened or even reversed with treatment. Some people experience depression on and off throughout their lives due to genetic and biological factors such as brain chemistry or injury. In others, depression is triggered by a life event such as losing a loved one, losing mobility, or losing independence. An example is when a senior must move out of their home and into a care facility. Personality can contribute to depression. If a person has a negative outlook, that can create negative outcomes, which reinforce the cycle. Habits can also have an impact. Smoking, drinking too much alcohol, and consuming large amounts of junk food, saturated fat, and sugary drinks can damage the gut microbiome. New research is showing that healthy bacteria in our gut are vitally important. They reduce the inflammation typical in people with depression, and they produce neurotransmitters like serotonin and GABA that positively impact mood. The gut microbiome also helps people manage stress by modulating certain hormones. Because there is significant overlap among the symptoms of depression, delirium, and dementia, it can be tricky to correctly determine what someone may be experiencing. This is especially true if we do not know the person well. In general, depression is characterized by low energy, changes to normal sleep patterns, and a lack of interest. Depression comes on quickly and lasts at least 2 weeks. Although delirium comes on quickly and involves a lack of energy, lack of interest, and creates sleep issues, just as with depression, delirium manifests also confusion, dramatic changes in personality, and even hallucinations. Delirium is a medical emergency that may be caused by infection, medication, pain, or being bedridden due to illness or surgery. Dementia shares a few common symptoms with both depression and delirium, specifically poor concentration and personality changes. The difference is that dementia is a brain disorder that slowly worsens over years rather than days. Someone with advanced dementia will have impaired memory and reasoning. So what is the impact on daily functioning and recreation? Keeping in mind that depression causes low energy and feelings of sadness and hopelessness, it is easy to imagine that this illness affects many aspects of life. Personal care is one. People who are depressed may not take proper care with washing and dressing. Housekeeping is another. Their homes may be cluttered and dirty. As a result, people with depression can inadvertently alienate friends, family, and neighbors. This, along with their low motivation to socialize, means they're likely to feel isolated. For someone in their working years, depression can impair concentration and decision-making, both of which cause poor job performance. Someone who is depressed will have less interest in engaging in recreation. Since they do not receive much pleasure from activities, they're less motivated to try. A lack of energy is another factor to consider. Someone with depression may simply not have the energy to participate in a game they once enjoyed. They are more likely to sit on the sidelines and watch, which intensifies their feelings of hopelessness and sadness. Physical exercise is one of the best ways to improve mood. If it's possible to exercise outdoors in the sunlight, that's even better. This might mean Tai Chi, gardening in raised garden beds, or walking as a group through a neighborhood park. Music is also very good for lifting the mood and can be played in the background during almost any activity. Games are another way to encourage fun social interaction without putting too much social pressure on someone with low energy. Board games, charades, Pictionary, bingo, and beanbag toss All encourage people to laugh, release stress, and use different parts of their mind. Someone who is depressed will need gentle encouragement to try activities. If they have a habit of skipping activities altogether, it would help to extend a personal invitation, telling them how much people enjoy his or her company, humor, or other contribution. If the person wishes to sit out the game, that's okay. At least they showed up, and eventually they may build their confidence and comfort level. In the movie Far and Away, a couple in their 60s who were once wealthy landlords in Ireland follow their daughter, played by Nicole Kidman, to the American Midwest. Nicole's character hopes to win a parcel of free land in a race. Her mother feels inspired. She turns to her husband and says something like, "Let's pretend we're just starting out in life instead of ending up." Maybe that part of the movie stayed with me because a few minutes later, we see that this older couple cheated to get their parcel of land. Regardless of their tactics, there is still a lot of truth in her comment. People who are depressed may not feel a sense of purpose. They may be overly focused on their own losses. Recreation can be a bridge. When we see people who are less fortunate, it's a good reminder to be grateful. When we decide to help in a tangible way, such as knitting scarves for people in need or growing produce to share with neighbors and the food bank, the sense of accomplishment extends far beyond the end of the activity. Thanks.